Good morning, Anna.
How are you?
Good to see you again.
Good to see you.
How are things going?
Good.
Good.
Things are going a lot better than they were.
How so?
Well, I finally got a client.
Look at that.
Yeah, I'm making a show reel for her, which is awesome.
Awesome.
I just thought I'd, rather than, going local with my services, I'd, kind of spread myself around online, and I finally started getting attention.
Wow,
So
that's awesome.
yeah, it's a relief.
Yeah, good. Congratulations.
Thank
Okay, so see, things will work out, and you've been sticking in there and being
Hanging in there.
persevering. That's awesome. Awesome. So, tell me about the opportunity you have.
So there's this psychic medium who contacted me because of a post that I put up on Facebook, and it was just like a sample beauty ad that I did, just to show people what I could do.
Okay.
And she contacted me and said like, hey, I need a 2 to 3 minute video showcasing what I do as a psychic medium. And I thought, well, that's really cool.
Awesome.
So yeah, it's really cool to work with her. I actually would like to get a reading from her at some point.
Okay.
Just to see.
Very talented. Awesome. Well, that's definitely something you don't hear about a lot, but yeah, I'm sure there's obviously a market out there for that, and you've been able to get out there and spread your wings. And
Maybe it's a good omen. Maybe it's a sign.
Okay.
Somebody told her to.
okay. Awesome. So the last time we were here, we spoke about opportunities. You were looking for different work opportunities, especially for your marketing, things like that, and your niche. We
Yeah.
spoke about a little bit of child care and how's your son doing?
He's doing great.
Okay.
I mean, he had a bit of a cough because of the damn weather, but
Yeah,
he's
Okay.
doing great.
that's good. It must be a lot handling, being a young mom and a wife, and now you're going to be working on your project here.
Yeah, it takes a lot of time, and I try to, spend as much time as I can with my son because he's not going to be a baby forever,
Right.
And
Mhm.
so I try not to stay too busy.
Mhm.
It's hard balancing everything.
Well, you seem to be doing a good job with that.
I'm
Good
adjusting.
thing.
I'm adjusting.
One thing I wanted to point out from our last conversation, if you're interested in that, we spoke about some educational opportunities that we might offer here at the center.
Yeah.
And there's actually a few things that have opened up in the past week, something you may be interested in with CCAC.
Yeah.
There's a different program for people who are looking for more IT things dealing with marketing and building software systems and things like that you may be interested in. It's a completely free in certain circumstances, depending on income and things like that. But
Yeah.
it's something you definitely may be interested in, may qualify for.
Yeah, that's what I was
Especially-
thinking.
mhm.
I would definitely
Right.
qualify for that.
Okay, so we can discuss that, and then there is a program called, it's called Smart Share. It's online. It's also a program that helps people who are learning about development and editing and film and processes like that too.
Oh, that'd be so cool.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
just want to throw that out there so we can definitely talk about that. And so a lot of good things. You got your foot in the door.
Yeah, I'm gonna be getting Wi-Fi on Monday, so
Okay.
that's that'll help with school for
Yeah,
sure. I
definitely.
was actually wondering for the CCAC program, since I'm going to have, my son most of the time. My husband's usually out, doing his thing, trying to landscape and odd jobs and all that. I mean, I thought maybe I could, do part online, part, show up for like tests and things. Like, is there a program like that?
I'm glad you brought that up. So yes, we can look into online classes, and then on certain centers, they actually have childcare on campus.
That would be
So
amazing.
that would be awesome. Now, of course, we would look and see what hours of operation there are, but you could do some classes on campus, and then you have the childcare, and then for other classes, you can look online. When you're not working on your projects and things like that. So.
Oh, that'd be great. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. Yeah, the childcare is like the main thing.
Yes.
It's like
Good.
I mean, as much as I love my son, it's
Mhm.
just really hard to do anything, if you always have a kid with you, so
Right,
it's,
right.
yeah.
It's very stressful when you're a parent and you're balance some working and things like that.
Yeah, and it'd be one thing if, my husband and I have both had, or even if he had, a stable income so I can, focus on Isaac more so.
Okay.
But if there were a program or like a job fair or something that he could go to, where he can, find something that's more suited to his skills.
Okay.
Like he's a man who works with his hands, he's smart, he can be academic, but he can't sit in class. Like it's the last thing that he wants to do. So I thought maybe a trade or something like that.
Okay. There's definitely, I know you guys are new to this area, but there's a few training centers, Bidwell Training Center, Pittsburgh Career Institute, and I believe there may even be some programs with CCAC too. So it sounds like your husband, and I believe his name was Ken, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, carpentry, landscaping, that sort of thing, welding or?
Yeah, that would, carpentry would be,
Okay.
yeah, he's done a lot of whittling in the past and stuff.
Good,
But
okay.
he's also worked with a lot of, with all the jobs that he's taken on for very short periods of time, like he's acquired a lot of skills that he hasn't, he knows how to work with like various machines, and he knows, the basics of everything, almost like a jack of all trades.
Okay.
So he'd probably have a very easy time fitting into just one,
Okay.
with all the knowledge that he has already.
One good thing a lot of companies look at is experience. So even if he doesn't have the training he's got that experience and
Yeah,
ability.
I'm just worried about him just because, he's very, like I said, he can't sit still. And what makes me worried is that when he does get a job, if he gets a job, his work history, he's been all over the place. And he has a hard time staying in one position for very long. And I think that's one of the reasons why some of his employers let him go, because like he, was just very, with his ADD and everything,
Okay.
it's hard.
Okay. So how does he seem to be managing his AD?
Well, he's medicated for it, so that's good. But I think he needs some form of counseling, just so he can, because the medication does make him. It doesn't necessarily make him focused. It makes him productive.
Okay.
So like he'll take on 3 projects at once and get them all half done.
Okay.
So if there was a way that he could, develop more focus, just with his own willpower, then that would definitely help him get a full-time job
Okay.
that he could stay in,
So we can definitely look at if you were interested in bringing him in, we could sit down and look at different opportunities that we offer here at the community center, and if he would like to come in and talk about different ways of developing focus or whatnot, we can definitely look into that too.
He's a little stubborn.
Okay, yeah.
He doesn't like to be wrong. He does not like to be wrong, that's for sure. And he does not like, even though he likes to help people, he doesn't like people helping him.
Okay.
Because he feels like he's just on it. He's got it,
Okay.
So that's an issue.
And then I believe there can also be a stigma with coming to see a counselor. Or a mentor.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
Especially coming into a building and things like that.
Yeah, so he'll say like, well, I'm not an alcoholic, I don't have any problems,
Okay.
and he's like that,
Okay. Well, if he would be more comfortable with meeting out, maybe you and I and him could meet out somewhere, have a conversation at the diner, or I can come and visit you guys, whatever would be more comfortable.
Yeah.
And he would be more comfortable opening up or whatnot. That's something we can also look into.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
like after 2, 3 very
We can do
casual,
that.
like,
Mhm.
happen to run into you type thing,
That would work.
it's- Yeah,
That would work.
I like the plan.
Okay. Awesome.
It's a good plan.
Take away the stigma feel of meeting with someone. We can have lunch or whatever works for you guys.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
I think that would work.
Okay. So we will discuss shortly more, if you're interested, those educational programs at CCAC and the online course. We can talk about that, and I'm very excited about this newest opportunity you have too.
It's really exciting. I hope it's televised.
Okay.
She wants to be the next Teresa Caputo.
Oh, okay. That's awesome. Good things. I'm liking to hear these good things we've got going on. Did you have any other questions for me about anything?
Well, there was one thing. Unfortunately, right now we don't have health insurance because, like, I'm not working, and I was wondering, like, I definitely need counseling. That's one thing, like, when I'm in the house all the time looking after Isaac, especially in a place where I don't have any close friends, like, that can be extremely difficult. And I told you last time, like, I have a hard time talking to my husband about the daily stressors and things that just make me feel very defeated.
Okay.
Like, and of course, going to any sort of counselor costs an arm and a leg if you don't have insurance.
Right.
And of course, like, my husband tells me sometimes, well, you just need friends, but I never really get to go out. I never really get to do that sort of thing because I'm always with Isaac. He can go out. He can, go out with his boyfriends and have a good time
Okay.
because, he works all day. And yes, he does work hard, but he's not bringing enough in, and he's not providing our family with the proper insurance in order for me to feel mentally stable,
Okay.
Like, that's the hard part.
So correct me if I'm wrong and just interject. From what it sounds like, the financial area where you guys is can be a little bit stronger.
Yeah.
Definitely some improvements there, and it's good work. It sounds like he's a hardworking individual. It's just unfortunately the benefits not being available is a problem, and the financial resources you all would need.
Yeah, it's a huge issue, and one of the reasons why he comes home with so little is because he does have to pay for his medication out of pocket every single time, and it's so expensive.
Okay.
So, like, maybe he works, however many hours a day, he comes home with, like, $100. He has to spend, like, 75 to 80 bucks on his medication, so we're, like, down to literally nothing again.
Okay.
So, I'm not saying it's completely up to him, because I'd like to, do my part to bring in, to bring home the bacon too.
Right.
Like, it has to be a team effort.
That's okay. That's true. Especially with the ADD diagnosis and then the cost for that medication so that he can be productive.
Exactly,
Okay.
because without it, and there have been times where he has, where he couldn't afford to get his medication, he would, like, fall into this, like, rut of depression, and he would just sleep all day, and he'd, start talking about all these medical conditions that he doesn't have. Oh, I think I have cancer because I have fatigue. I'm like, no, you don't.
Okay.
You just didn't take your meds.
Okay.
So.
Okay. I would definitely like to discuss with you and with him if he's interested, different programs that are available for low-income families that you all may qualify for. There's a lot of programs and resources available that a lot of people unfortunately just don't know about, and that's part of my job here is to help you explore those possibilities.
Yeah, that
and
would be.
things like that. Medical assistance for low-income individuals, and a part of that would be it's limited, but counseling sessions and for any depression diagnosis you may have. Definitely speak to someone about that if and I know that can be tricky because unfortunately with counseling and therapy of any kind, that's usually something that women seek more out than men. But
And
there's-
he's definitely a guy's guy, so
yeah,
he'd never
okay,
admit that he has any type of problem like that.
Okay.
No man likes to say that they also have a period.
Okay. Yeah. Well, it sounds like to me that you've went through a lot of self-reflection, and you can admit a lot of those things, and I think that'll be good. That'll rub off on him.
Oh God, I hope.
Yeah.
I really hope so.
Okay.
I mean, it's just been, like, with everything that happened, like, so quickly, it's been hard to adjust. And I didn't come from a low income family. Like, I don't know any of these programs. I wouldn't know. that's why I'm glad I could talk to you, because like I wouldn't know the first thing about, you know, what to apply for and how and, you know, whether I qualify, and
Okay.
it's,
Okay.
that was a major transition.
So we'll do that. We will discuss different things that are available, medical assistance and things like that. We'll discuss that. And then we'll look more into the educational program, the CCAC, and the online Skillshare. We'll talk about that. And, you know, like I said, if you want to maybe meet somewhere else, or more public, more social, I can sit down with you and your husband and
Mhm.
make it friendly and comfortable and inviting and things like that. So we'll definitely do that.
Yeah,
So,
very slow stewing plot.
yes, okay. All right, there. So I want to actually take you all into the main room out here. There's some packets available, some brochures out there, some things on a bulletin board about CCAC, stuff like that. So go ahead, you can leave your coffee here or whatnot, and then we'll run over there in just a moment, okay?
Okay, great.
All right, thank